This is the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast.
What is up, my dudes? This is Trent with the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. I am joined by Seth and Jordan. Phil is out with a boo-boo. A boo-boo. Phil has a little boo-boo or tummy ache. I'm not sure. So get well soon, Phil. We miss you here on the pod in the Dude Den. We are recording on a Sunday afternoon since Phil is not here. Getting it a little knocked out a little early. Thought we'd mess around with the live stream. So first live stream ever.
Yeah, and hopefully it won't be the last one.
Hopefully not. We've had a lot of fun spamming everyone with the live stream. There's that. You have a good weekend, Seth? You doing okay? Hanging in there, buddy?
Trent's use of nicknames like Buddy or Big Guy, that's always a fun one because you don't know if you should take offense to those nicknames or not. But, no, I did have a good weekend. I didn't really do too much, just kind of hung out. The river where I do a lot of activities has been open, and so I've been enjoying escaping the heat on the water. The river is about probably like 50-something degrees, and when it's 100 degrees outside, it's nice to cut it down and soak in there and bring the body temperature down. I also have a jet ski, which is pretty fun to ride on during the summer. So.
I'm not sure if you know this, Seth, but you got posted on the Twitter yesterday. I know you don't have a Twitter, but there was a barbecue pic, and I said, Saturdays are for the smokers, and here's Seth looking like a snack, and there was you in the background shirtless.
Yeah, so I was the one who actually told said fellow who was barbecuing to send that picture of you, and he decided to get me in the background. I said, wait, don't send the picture of me with my shirt off to the thing, because this is going on the podcast, and he proceeded to send you that picture.
I'm so sorry.
For what it's worth, I wasn't flexing, but...
I thought you were.
Even if I was, it wouldn't have made a difference.
But what I will say, Seth, is you kind of looked like a modern man in that picture. You know, the modern man's a man who takes care of himself.
I do take care of myself.
Manscaping isn't just for life's special occasions. It's a requirement for optimal health and superior hygiene and healthy self-esteem. You now have the right tools for a safe and precise grooming and hard-to-navigate sensitive areas, plus post-trimming products. So, Seth, you looked very silky smooth in that picture. If you want to check that out at tffdudes on Twitter. Had a nice little barbecue pic there. We still not live on the stream, Jordan? See, that's why I said I wanted to do this one time.
I don't know if you started it on YouTube for what it's worth.
Okay, well, I'll try again while we're here on the fly, right?
Yeah, why not?
So
I can bring up what we're talking about if we want to do that.
Yeah,
Unless we want to hear Jordan's recap of his weekend.
You have a good
Do
week?
anything, Jordan?
No, it was good. It's first weekend I kind of just chilled in a while.
You said you made a lot of bets this weekend.
Yeah, it was a good betting weekend. Decent DFS weekend. But yeah, I've been out of town the last 2 weekends, so it was nice to just kind of chill on a Saturday.
Watch some sports.
But, pretty soon the Saturday is going to be crazy, The weekends are going to be crazy in a couple weekends. So we got, I think, 2 Saturdays from yesterday. 2 weeks from now, college football will have its first weekend.
Man. I'm almost more excited about college football. I know it's a fantasy football podcast, but I love college football.
Well, shoot, I play fantasy college football on the weekends too. So and then I think a week from then, the first Saturday of September is the first big college football weekend. So pretty soon my weekends can consist of watching a lot of football.
This is August, about this time, late August, beginning of September is the best time of the year. Baseball playoffs are kind of getting close. Football's starting up. It's almost my favorite time, in terms of sports wise.
And honestly, I don't have a diva.
High school football.
Yeah, that's true. I don't have a diva of the week, but maybe something that we could get out of the way. And it's not too late, even if a wedding's planned. Fall weddings. Especially early college football season, Maybe a little later, it's not as bad, but if you have a wedding, one of those first 2 Saturdays of college football, it just it will chap your hide.
I'll be honest. I think the second weekend of college football, I have a coaching clinic all day long. So
that's self-induced, Jordan.
It is self-induced. But the good thing is, we all have phones. So that's
true.
That is the good thing,
You can always cheat. Yep.
You can always cheat. You can always have the best of both worlds. So hopefully they're all good speakers, but there's a speaker I don't like, you can just kind of flip the notepad up and have the phone behind the notepad, I'm excited.
Okay, well, while Trent's trying to figure us out live here.
We're live.
We are live now. What are we live on right now?
YouTube. We're live on YouTube.
Okay.
All right, sweet. Well, we're live on YouTube. I'll let Jordan do the checkup on that, but this episode we're picking the best players from each round, or the players that we like, right? There's obvious answers from the first round, but it's players we like per round that can be, well, it's by sleeper ADP. That's what we have pulled up. So we did a mock draft where it's 12 teams, 15 rounds, and we let every team auto draft, and we're going to pick players we like from each round and just be like, hey, if you're in this round, you have a chance to get this guy, go for this guy.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, Seth. You explained that well. You want to jump into this right now? Hop on in. It is draft season officially, guys. So go check that out. And my favorite place to start drafts right now is Underdog. We're getting kind of the tail end of Underdog, Jordan.
Yeah,
But it's still, you can still do it. It's the
what
best.
do they got left? I can look at their.
See what they got. It's our favorite place
so-
to play DFS, best ball format. You just pick a team and forget it. No setting lineups, no waivers, no nothing like that. Promo code dudes, they will match you up to $100. But what do they got going on right now, Jordan? before we
So
get into this?
in the $25 Best Ball Mania, I think that's the $1 million. That's the $3 million first. They're 65% full. I think we all have one entry into that.
Yes.
The sucky thing is we're all in the same draft, so
Only one of us is going to move on.
they got some $1,000 one and a $250 one, the big dog. But yeah, so I have, and then they still got that weekly winner. So that has not really filled that well, honestly, and I'm kind of surprised by that.
Because that's payout every week, right?
It's payout every week.
I need to hop in that.
And I'm actually excited for that one. So I'm looking forward to that one. I was going to try to find, it's about half full, 50% full. So I got 3 entries into that. I think I want to put a couple more entries into that. So
Yeah, perfect. So let's hop in. So we have a 12-man draft set up right now, guys. It's the total rounds is, we got 14 rounds on here. So pretty
14.
close.
I
14,
said 15. Sorry, 14.
Yeah, 14. So we're going to tell you what our favorite player is per round. And maybe this is some way you can maybe reach on a guy if you want to reach, or maybe
He's right there for you.
maybe he's just right there perfectly. But I think my favorite guy in the first round, if picks are not an option, I think it's pretty obvious. And I think everyone would agree with that. Justin Jefferson's my favorite guy ultimately to take in the first round. Is anyone totally different with that?
I think that's almost like a consensus in this industry, right? Like, I think everyone would agree he might be the best player.
Yeah, no,
to get.
Absolutely. I talked to a guy yesterday. He was a Raiders fan, and he was kind of happy that the guy who has the first pick in his league is a 49ers fan, because he said he's going to get Justin Jefferson at 1-2 in the draft instead, because that
The
guy's
going to pick
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's 49er fans for you.
Yep. That's it's unfortunate when your fan base pulls you down to pick the wrong pick, but it's all right.
Jordan, Jefferson's got to be your favorite first
I don't
round
think-
guy.
yeah,
right?
yeah, I mean, for me, Jefferson, Chase, CMC should be like 1, 2, 3 given. But I kind of like in the back half of the round, I really like the just kind of like when you can grab like the AJ Brown, and this one like Tyreek Hill goes really late. This is actually a really weird mock draft, Trent.
This is very weird. I just pulled up Sleeper. They are a sponsor of ours, but I just pulled that up to see what they would do. They definitely are all over the place. I think most of these guys are still first round picks for the most part.
But it's not necessarily in the order it should be.
Yeah, absolutely not. So
I kind of just erased the order out of my head. I
That-
think what
Yeah.
Jordan said, though, I think like AJ Brown at the very end of the first round is a really good pick, and you can get another receiver if you're snake drafting it. You can get another receiver right after, real quick.
Yeah. No, yeah. I like, yes, I agree with that. I like going like get a receiver back half and then get another receiver like top, like just what Seth said, top of the second round.
Yeah, starting the draft, I think Jordan. Me and Jordan had a fun joke about this a couple days ago, but I basically re-said what Jordan said, I think last pod or 2 pods ago. But if you can get 2 solid receivers and get an RB1 on a team and maybe reach on a second RB with high potential, like that is a good way to build your team. You have two really good receivers. You have a decent to good running back, another running back you're kind of taking a shot on, and then you just go grab great receivers at the end of your draft. That's obviously if you have a 2 receiver and a flex, right? And 2 running backs.
Yeah, for sure.
That's, kind of traditional format there.
I don't know if you guys want to go second round here or what you're thinking with. Like this guy, he told me he was concerned. Should he take Justin Jefferson or should he take Ja'Marr Chase? And I think it's slam dunk Jefferson every single time. If he's there, I think you have to take him with.
Well, just the amount of, I feel like on the Bengals, they're going to spread the ball a little bit more. Obviously, Chase is the most talented player there, but with Tyler Boyd and I don't know, T. Higgins on that team, like you have a more of a complete wide receiver set there, whereas Jefferson is the spearhead of that offense, and you're going to get him the ball every time. Whereas on the Bengals, it's kind of more of a 3-headed monster sort of thing, with kind of Chase being obviously the bigger head, but it's more of a group, whereas Jefferson's the spearhead where the whole offense relies on him. He goes down, the Vikings probably won't be that good.
Yeah.
Whereas the Bengals, I feel like, could totally survive without Chase.
Well,
they did it last year.
They did last year.
They did last year. Yep. This T. Higgins stepped up. The whole team did, and they survived without him.
Yeah, I agree. It's Jefferson. I think anyone who is not taking Jefferson number 1 overall is just, I don't know. I can't help you.
Yeah. 49er fans are the only exception.
I can't help you.
Maybe if it's standard league.
No,
I still think it's Jefferson. Yeah.
There's no You're not. Yeah. If you have honestly, I'll take a bold take. If you have the number 1 overall pick and you do not take Justin Jefferson, I guarantee you will not win your league.
It's probably good.
It would have to. Yeah, it'd have to be.
The percentage of people
crazy, right?
who have the number 1 overall pick that don't take Justin Jefferson, I bet will be low when it comes to like winning your league.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So round 2, just looking at this here, I think my favorite pick, Jordan, might be.
I know who mine is, but go ahead.
Waddle. I think Waddle might be my favorite second round guy. Kind of excited about Waddle. I don't know, or Garrett Wilson. What are you thinking, Jordan? On
I think I'm actually going to surprise you. If I can get Nick Chubb in the second round, I really like that.
Okay. So this second round here, just to see who's on it, we have Ramondre Stevenson.
Which I don't mean to just conflict what I just said about taking receiver, but like I also really like if you can get receiver
and a really good running back,
and then Nick Chubb, and then go receiver. You know, like I want 2 out of my first. In my first three picks, first 3 rounds, I want some combination of receiver, running back, receiver, running back.
Yeah. Like, I think one thing that could, like, really fall to you pretty, I wouldn't say easily, but, like, I think Garrett Wilson in the second round might be my favorite. We saw what talent he had last year. We have Aaron Rodgers there now, too. He's going to be the focal point of that passing game. I think that would just be the guy I would want to target in the second round. Obviously, I wouldn't disagree with Jordan's pick in Chubb. I think St. Brown, if you could get to him in the second round, but like I said, like in what we're seeing on this draft too, he was the first pick of the second round. It's gonna be hard to get him if you're in the middle or at the end of the second round.
On this second round right here, it's Ramondre Stevenson, Tony Pollard, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Jalen Waddle, Derrick Henry, Garrett Wilson, CeeDee Lamb, Nick Chubb, Jonathan Taylor, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
In the reverse order of what you just read it.
Yeah, you read it backwards.
Yes, I read it back. I read it from left to right, but yeah. So, yeah, I think we'll stick with Waddle.
I would not take Jonathan Taylor over Nick Chubb right now.
No, I would not. No. They do say, there did a report come out on Sleeper today that he is expecting to return to practice this week.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to be there, though.
Yeah, he doesn't.
What about, obviously the computer drafted Josh Jacobs here, but that's a situation we have to talk about. You know, he's not in Las Vegas. Do you think he ends up playing? Like, there's a chance he won't play.
I think these running backs might start not playing.
And Zamir White has, as we're talking, 13 carries for 43 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
In their preseason game. So, yeah, I'm not touching Josh Jacobs.
No,
and I don't think I'm touching Jonathan Taylor. Honestly, I'm not touching a lot of running backs in the first 2 rounds. In the first round, I'm definitely not touching any of them except for CMC. And
So
yeah, I don't know.
yeah, according to this ADP, Mahomes did go in the first round.
He did.
We didn't bring that up. I guess I could read the first round. Guys that were in the first round, we had Jefferson, Kelsey, McCaffrey, Eckler, Chase, Diggs, Bijan, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Saquon Barkley, Mahomes, AJ Brown. We can jump around. So I said, to recap round 2, I said Jalen Waddle. Seth said Garrett Wilson, and Jordan said Nick Chubb. Those are more on the early end of the second round. I'm wondering if they'll get to a point where we're kind of on the front end or on the back end ever. We're kind of staying front end. Third round, it went Higgins, Olave, Mark Andrews, Breece Hall, Najee Harris, DK Metcalf, Lamar Jackson, Devonta Smith, Josh Allen, Debo Samuel, Travis Etienne, and Joe Mixon. Seems like this is the round where running backs started coming off the board here, Jordan.
Well, I think this is where I would want to bite on running back, but I think I'm going to let Jordan take his guy here in the third round, which I think who you would pick, Jordan.
My favorite pick of this third round.
Yeah, hopefully we're on the same.
I think I'm on. I'm saying I think Olave.
I was going to go Olave.
Yeah, Olave. I didn't see him do anything really today. I know Derek Carr had a really good opening drive for a touchdown pass, but looked like the Saints were moving the ball really good today. I know it's just preseason, but I think that's a good spot for Olave. Right there, right? Front end of the third. That's kind of where we're seeing him. Has Calvin Ridley come off the board yet, Jordan?
No,
he hasn't.
Which he actually should be drafted in the third round for what it's worth. Or yeah, I think so.
Do you?
He's in the next round. But I would lean here. Between two. I would go either Devonta Smith or Travis Etienne, depending on who.
You thought I was going to say Etienne.
I thought I was going to say Etienne, but if I were let's say I was Team 12. Team 12 took AJ Brown, and then at 2-1 they took St. Brown. And then at the end, they ended up taking Mixon. Etienne got stolen right before him at 3-11. I think you would have a pretty solid team if you had A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Travis Etienne. Like, if those are your first 3 picks and you have the last pick, you're Team 12, and you're at the very end, I think you got a pretty solid team so far.
I agree.
That would be my strategy. Or if I had a running back, like I took Nick Chubb in the second round, like you said, Jordan, I'd probably go lean like Olave, like you guys said, or in the back half of the round, Devonta Smith.
Yeah, and we just hit auto draft here on Sleeper with this thing, and it's a little wacky, but for the most part, guys are in the right round.
Gosh, I hate Debo Samuel in the third round.
I don't want Debo Samuel in the third round.
I'm not touching Debo at all.
We could bring that up, like guys you don't want in those rounds either, like Breece Hall. I don't think he's going to be 100% until week 5 is what they're saying right now.
They just have a lot of guys back there,
a lot of guys, and Breece Hall could be a league winner, though. I will say that. Back into the season, when you're in playoffs, he might be on fire. He might really be hitting his stride by then.
It's just tough when your third round pick's not
available. Yeah, to help get you
like
there.
The difference between him and Javonte is Javonte Williams is being drafted at a way later ADP, and Javonte seems healthier than Breece Hall right now. Yeah. Javonte played. Did he play? He got actually played in their preseason game. I think so. Did he?
I did not pay attention to that preseason. I did like what Sean Payton said, though. He said no Gilligan hats anymore. That's those hats that those guys wear.
It's called a bucket hat.
I know it's called a bucket hat, but he said Gilligan hat, like Gilligan's Island.
Javonte did not play. I think he's playing next week.
You had, what's his name, Garrett Wilson wearing a bucket hat. Okay, 4th round. Favorite pick here.
That's an easy one for me.
Yeah, it has Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, Joe Burrow, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker, TJ Hawkinson, Chris Watson, Terry McLaurin, and Miles Sanders. Chris Watson, it's Christian Watson. What am I thinking here?
I'll let Jordan go ahead and take his boy here. But I don't think you're getting him in the 4th round, Jordan.
I think any league Jordan's in, he's probably going to have to reach higher than the 4th round.
I think it just depends. Like I
don't think he's going in the 4th round though.
I think he's
I don't
third.
think any sane person would wait that long to draft him in the 4th round.
Would you rather have Calvin Ridley or DK Metcalf? Because DK
Calvin
Metcalf
Ridley,
went in the 3rd.
100%.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, guys. I think we're in a bubble right now with how we think about Calvin Ridley.
Do we really?
I think we are. So
I'm not sure why though.
So I have here ADP, ESPN number 47. This is in full point PPR. I don't have
The half.
I don't have half on ESPN. So
But DK Metcalf.
So he's 47 on ESPN. FFC, is that what is FFC, Trent? Do you know that?
It's just another.
Okay, 35, NFL.com, 36, Sleeper, 39. That's round 4.
Yeah.
That's mid round 4. Like,
But why is DK Metcalf? I mean, do they think Geno's... Obviously, they don't think Geno's better than Trevor Lawrence. Or they think the Seahawks just have a better offense? Or they think they're
he's
just
41 ADP on Sleeper and half point. Like, I think it's just people are scared of Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, especially with all the how he kind of left in the middle of the season that one time. It's kind of truthfully, I think that's behind him. But I think people who have drafted him before don't want to do it again. Maybe, but I think there's just gonna be.
But
more
if you're
going
gonna
to
get him in the 4th round, I think like that's not that too hard. Like I would die on that sword if I took the risk on Calvin Ridley and he left mid-season. Like I think it would be worth the risk.
Personally, I don't think Devonta Smith should be going ahead of Calvin Ridley
I don't think so either, and I don't think DK Metcalf should be either. And I'm a Seahawks
or
guy.
Debo Samuel.
Debo Samuel, 100%.
Yeah. It's just there's just people who are scared of Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
And so I like you say that, Trent, and I just don't know. Like even like in one of our group texts, like the league you're talking about, Trent, I don't think we're gonna have a problem getting them where we want to.
I think someone might. I think someone might want.
The people talk about. I've heard people talk about him that are just like they question him.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I have like you guys have had some bias because of how I feel. Like we've kind of all groupthink this a little bit for better or for worse. Like
I think it's for better, Jordan.
I really do too.
I have a hard time believing that he is not gonna be who we think he's gonna be, or at least like somewhat close, right?
I for sure feel the same way, but I feel like as a pod, we're so high on Ridley that we're in a little bit of a bubble, I think.
I mean, I think it's a good bubble to be in. Maybe it makes us really famous. I don't know. Maybe people hear this clip, Trent. Maybe flood this clip out and just be like, "Hey guys, we've been telling you, why is he going so late? You need to reach on this guy."
Yeah, and maybe you do need to. Yeah, because I'm just looking at second round here. Probably not anyone in the second round.
This website has Calvin Ridley ADP at 27. So,
well, I mean,
it depends. Like
there's an argument too. Like Calvin Ridley could have a better season than T. Higgins. Like that wouldn't be like too far out of like my imagination.
I think I ranked him ahead of T. Higgins.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like he's the number 1 guy. T. Higgins is the number 2, and they're both really good players. The Bengals maybe are slightly better offense, but Calvin Ridley's the number 1 guy, whereas Chase is the one in the Bengals.
Yeah,
so,
no,
I mean,
it's just
maybe this I'll transition into my favorite pick in the 4th round. So this is a guy I got in one of my drafts. I have Christian Watson. The Packers can be a little scary. I did watch some of their preseason game because I actually wanted to see how I knew Watson was going to play. And is it Dobbs or Dubs? How do you
Dobbs?
Dubs.
Oh, it is Dobbs.
Hey,
I mess up on that one every time. I don't think I'll ever get it.
Okay, whatever it is, Romeo Dubs or Dobbs. I know he got more targets that game, and I've been hearing some things saying that's his favorite target is Dobbs or Dubs. And so that did make me a little nervous. But the thing about Christian Watson is we saw how much of a freak he was last year. And that's different. Aaron Rodgers is throwing to him too. But we did see that one game where Love was throwing to him. But I think I know Jordan would just probably stay away from him just for the sake of that Jordan Love's throwing to him. And
Jordan Love looked good from what I saw.
Yeah,
so.
I mean that's what I thought too. But it's a guy I reached on. I think he has a good potential to be the guy in Green Bay, and maybe it's a little early, but it's someone I would want to reach on if you need that 2nd or 3rd receiver.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
So 4th round, I Man, I'm really getting I like Calvin Ridley. I'm thinking I like Miles Sanders. I'm kind of getting excited about Miles Sanders, Jordan. I think there's been a lot of dump
I also
downs
have Miles
with,
Sanders in my team as well.
with Bryce Young. Sorry. I think there's going to be some dump downs there. I think he's a good pass catcher. I feel like he's kind of a sneaky back.
You said Miles Sanders?
I said Miles Sanders on the
You're
back
like the
end.
biggest Miles Sanders hater I know.
I know, but I kind of like his
they're
new,
gonna
I
run
like
the
his
ball
new,
a lot
I like
this
his new
year.
landing spot with Bryce Young. Bryce Young throws the running backs a lot, half
Wow.
point PPR.
I did not expect it to come out of your
I know.
mouth.
And honestly, I like Calvin Ridley more, obviously, here, Jordan, but I do want to be a little bit different. But yeah, I'm getting more and more on the Miles Sanders train this year. I like the landing spot for him. So
Wow.
I know that's a shocker. Okay, let's go over to the 5th round here. Before we get in the 5th round, guys, the dude's favorite place to get our fantasy football trophies is Trophy Smack. It's draft season, like we've said already. And do you have your trophy? Do you have a belt? Do you just do cash? Well, maybe it's time to do a trophy. You put everybody's names on it, or a belt. So for 15% off, go to trophysmack.com/dudes. Help take your fantasy football league up to the next level. Last place awards, draft boards, loser awards. Trophy Smack has all your fantasy football needs, guys. So 5th round here. In the 5th round here, guys in it are Justin Fields, Drake London, DJ Moore, J.K. Dobbins, Alexander Madison, Cam Akers, George Kittle, Damian Pierce, James Conner, Mike Williams, DeAndre Swift, Justin Herbert. Justin Fields had a really good week here. He went 3 for 3, 82 yards, a long touchdown to DJ Moore where he had a really nice play. Maybe that bumps DJ Moore up a little bit more in these leagues. I don't know if... What is your feeling exactly on DJ Moore in Chicago, Jordan? You getting a little excited for it, or
He had a nice catch, touchdown,
Yeah.
first drive in the preseason game. But yeah, I like DJ Moore. I'm not opposed to DJ Moore. I have him in one of my dynasty leagues, so I hope he does well. But I don't know. I just kind of want to. It's a wait and
Yeah.
see for me.
I'll throw DJ Moore as my favorite guy here. Fields, I think, progresses this year in the passing game. I think DJ Moore helps him with that. And for the value of getting a number 1 wide receiver that could be on the up in the 5th round, DJ Moore is kind of like the ultimate value wide receiver in fantasy football. And I don't know if it's any different this year. I still think he's going in a good spot. And he can make plays after the catch. That's one thing I like about him. But my favorite guy in the 5th round is DJ Moore. And I think as your number 2 wide receiver to be a number 1 like DJ Moore, I think that's pretty good.
Are you coming off Drake London, Trent?
I still like Drake London. I like DJ Moore more though, I think.
Interesting.
I think if I had to choose between the two, I'd go DJ Moore.
I'm trying to think who I'd want here.
It gets a little more difficult in these later rounds, like which pick is
A
your
lot of
absolute
running backs
favorite.
kind of went in this round.
I like Akers. I think Akers is my favorite.
Yeah, I've seen
Akers or Connor.
and I think James Conner is interesting because he is like the only guy there. Like everyone else on that roster, I mean, they signed Marlon Mack, R.I.P., and then he tore his other Achilles. He
Talk
is
not.
about a
Yeah,
bummer.
you said R.I.P. He is not dead, but he did
No,
tear his
I
Achilles.
mean, his
again.
NFL career is dead.
Yeah, it is.
That's
dead.
what I'm saying to
Yeah.
that. And I think if everyone follows sleep or everyone understands that Marlon Mack is like a working,
Yes.
it's like a working fun meme to go about, but not necessarily that his injury is a meme, but when he signs a team, everyone's excited. Everyone wants Marlon Mack on their team on Sleeper, but I think my favorite pick here might be DeAndre Swift.
So you're not scared off DeAndre
You're not
Swift.
getting scared yet, Seth?
I'm not scared yet.
You're not scared that Kenneth Gainwell got to rest yesterday and Rashad Penny and DeAndre Swift played.
It makes me a little scared, but I still think it's going to be something that's going to be interesting. When he's going to be on that field a lot, regardless if he's taking carries or not. Like he'll be seeing playing time.
I don't know. I was right there with you on the Swift band.
But the Gainwell shirt bothered me, and then after you said that, and I was like, yeah, you're right. He did play.
Gainwell got the starter's rest yesterday.
Yeah, but also
which is freaky.
And it's so annoying because I've been the biggest Gainwell guy. Like I was high on. I think I have him in Dynasty.
okay. But let me say this though: isn't Patrick Mahomes playing in the game today?
Patrick Mahomes played like one drive.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but my point is that Kenneth Gainwell didn't play.
Yeah, but what if he, I don't know, has a boo-boo like Phil?
He went full Phil on us.
He's like, hey, guys, my ankle hurts. They're like, okay.
No, is there a possibility that one of those running backs gets cut? Maybe they're trying to trade one of them before the preseason's over or something. I don't know.
Well, Swift's not getting cut. They just paid him.
Yeah, I know, but maybe they can trade him or something. I don't know. And also, I think he just won a lot of good running backs, and that team has, with that line, it might not matter who's running the ball, but it's just what guy's going to be running the ball that game. I think it's going to be, you're a coin flip every single week. And that's why I'm not huge on.
And then there's Hurts, right?
And then there's Hurts.
Yeah.
Which Hurts rushing touchdowns, you would think should regress this year. He had so many last year.
I think he still gets 10.
Yeah. So you had Akers, Jordan.
I'll go Swift here.
Okay, and I went DJ Moore.
Yeah, I'm going Akers.
I want to know at one point we should all say like a quarterback probably should be like.
Well, I think
Herbert went in the 5th.
I think this is a good one in the 6th. I think there's a good one in the 6th.
Okay, fine.
I think one of us can say that one in the 6th.
All right, so we'll go 6th round here. So we had DJ Moore, Cam Akers, and DeAndre Swift. Next, we have round 6. We have Jerry Jeudy, which I really don't know what to think about yet. Tyler Lockett, Kyle Pitts, Dalvin Cook, why is Dalvin Cook going in the 6th round? He's not even on a team yet. That doesn't make sense. Trevor Lawrence, Brandon Ayuk, Alvin Kamara, Michael Pittman, Chris Godwin, Marquise Brown, Dallas Goedert, and Christian Kirk.
Who'd you say, Trent, you were upset about?
I'm surprised that Dalvin Cook. Did Dalvin Cook finally sign? Did I miss that?
No.
So why is he picked?
Don't ask me,
I don't know.
like-
I read it out loud and it just kind of hit me like, why is Dalvin Cook going in the
Trent, we got a guy he's at home eating munchies at home, Josh Jacobs in the 2nd round. So like
I feel better. Yeah, that's true.
People that
Eating
tells you like
munchies.
how bad running back is.
It's bad. So Seth, you're probably saying Trevor Lawrence in the 6th is kind of what you're liking here.
Yeah, I think if you can get Trevor Lawrence in the 6th, sorry, I just punched the mic. But I think Trevor Lawrence is a target quarterback. I mean, I think all the quarterbacks drafted above him have a potential. Obviously, I think are better than him fantasy wise. But I think Trevor Lawrence, Jordan, I kind of agree with this. He's going to finish top 10 quarterback. I think he has a potential of finishing top 5 this year.
I would agree with that.
I think the rushing is hard to put away, right? The rushing upside of Fields and Hurts and Allen is hard, and Jackson really hard to put away. Like that kind of puts you out of the top 5 if you're not running, right? But I think purely pass wise, you can look at Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, and I think he is pretty close to those guys when it comes to there. And he might not have. I think his weapons might even be better than Justin Herbert's, I think.
Yeah. I kind of like, am I seeing it here? What is your thoughts on Christian Kirk here, Jordan? You think he's finally going to get separated, or you think he still produces pretty well? I think he could produce.
I think he's the wide receiver 2 in a really good offense. So for me, he's like the T. Higgins, like all those guys, Mike Williams, all the guys who are Devontae Smith, like obviously not maybe fully of that caliber, but like we don't not draft Devontae Smith in the 3rd round because AJ Brown's there, right? Like it's just like you don't not draft Christian Kirk in the 5th, 6th. You know what I'm saying? Like I just think the offense is going to be really good. And I'm biased. I'm a homer, so I just think the offense is going to be really good.
Okay.
I don't think I said a favorite.
I haven't either. I'm not a fan of Brandon Ayuk either. Like both those 49er wide receivers, I don't really know what's going to happen there.
I don't love this round if I'm being completely
I don't love anyone really.
I think Goddard's a decent one
I don't
here.
hate Goddard.
Probably Godwin, I'm thinking. I still think he might get some of those receptions because of how he plays the game. maybe Godwin's not that bad. Maybe he's still getting 5 catches a game or something like that. I know it's Baker Mayfield. I know Mike Evans is out to, start. Has Mike Evans been drafted in this draft yet? Godwin went before him, right?
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
Yeah, Mike Evans, I know, came out and said he's going to break the record for 1,000-yard receiving this year.
Okay.
Which would be pretty he's done 9 straight. He's trying to go for the 10th. Godwin, I think, is my favorite. Maybe Kamara. I'm looking at Team 6. Doesn't look terrible with Kamara right there. I know he's missing 3 games. I don't know what Kamara is going to be like. The whole offense. I think Godwin's my guy here that I like the most.
You're not taking Pitts, Trent?
Trent's coming off his Falcons. I'm starting to feel it.
I still like the Falcons.
I'm here. I'm sensing that Trent is getting a little scared on the Falcons a little bit.
No. I'm just saying per round. I think I like Godwin better here. What about Lockett? Is this the year that Lockett finally kind of goes back?
Yeah,
he's like top 6. He's top 16 like every year.
I'm not drafting Tyler Lockett.
I'm not drafting Tyler Lockett partly because of the guy in the 7th round.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Goddard as my favorite.
Yeah, it's
Goddard. It's early for a tight end for you, Jordan, right?
I don't.
It's a weird round. So we had Goddard, Godwin, and Lawrence there. Round 7, we have Mike Evans, Javonte Williams, Rashid White, Dak Prescott, Isaiah Pacheco, David Montgomery, JSN, Darren Waller, Evan Ingram, AJ Dillon, George Pickens, and Deontay Johnson. I am going to go with George Pickens here. I feel like all I'm doing is wide receivers. He's coming out saying he's the best wide receiver in the NFL. He had a nice touchdown this weekend in preseason. I think Pickens could be pretty good if they could figure out how to get him the ball. And him and Deontay Johnson going right by each other. I know you're more of a Deontay Johnson guy, Jordan, but
I love George Pickens.
I'm getting really excited about George Pickens this year.
Yeah, I like George Pickens. I really like Javonte in the 7th.
I like Javonte there too.
That's
Rashad White
probably
is good too.
and Rashad White. Those two are kind of
Rashad White, I think. And there's a chance you could get Rashad White and Javonte Williams on the same team if you want to reach a little bit. I almost like both of those guys more than anyone in the 6th round
for me, I could have took where like Goddard was. I could have took like Javonte there and then came back and got Rashad White in the next round.
Yeah. And both those guys are going to catch. Well, Rashad White's going to catch a lot of passes too.
I was just gonna pull up the Bucs depth chart really quick, see who they have, because I don't think they really.
I don't know if they have another running back, but they've like
so Rashad White, Chase Edmonds, Keyshawn Vaughn. None of those guys scare me.
No. But yeah, like none of them really scare. None of them scare you, really, though. You know what I'm saying? So it could almost be any of them.
Rashad White, I like Rashad White a lot.
Yeah,
like, I really like his talent. He was really. I think he went to Arizona State. He was really good.
No JSN in that round. Who do you say, Seth? You gonna go JSN?
I'd probably go JSN just because I think he's gonna pass up Tyler Lockett.
Okay.
So
we got JS recapping round 7. We have JSN, Rashad White, and George Pickens. Round 8, Jordan Addison, Jaheim Dotson, Zach Charbonnet, Treylon Burks, James Cook, Kadarius Toney, Antonio Gibson, Deshaun Watson, Brian Robinson, Brandon Cooks, Tua, and Michael Thomas. I feel weird, like, round 8, I do not like Michael Thomas, as everyone knows. I know Carr's really been talking him up. That was one of the main reasons he said he signed there was because of Michael Thomas. Carr looked decent in preseason today, and Michael Thomas kind of fits Derek Carr's play style, right? I know you kind of said that, Jordan, but you have Chris Olave there and Michael Thomas. Maybe Michael Thomas is one of those guys that he really hasn't played in, 2.5 years? He played a little bit last year's okay.
He got hurt.
Yeah, I think he always gets hurt. But I think my favorite guy in this, I'm just bringing all that up, but I think my favorite probably is James Cook in this round.
I really want you to say Michael Thomas.
I know. I can't make myself say it, but I really want to.
I was like, Trent was going to say that Miles Sanders and Michael Thomas were two of his favorite picks in each round. And I'm pretty sure he sent those guys to the fancy gulag.
Forever.
Forever. So
Back in the day, they're still there. I am going, who'd I say right there? Where'd I find it? I said James Cook. But yeah, Michael Thomas is growing on me, and that scares me. So here I am ready to be hurt again after saying it would never happen ever again. I'm like, at the point where I'm like, 8th round, Michael Thomas doesn't seem that bad for someone that Carr will end up locking onto, right?
yeah, what was he being drafted last year?
The same, but I feel better about this quarterback situation with Carr, who
That's
will
fair.
lock onto people, than Jameis.
That's fair. I just think he might lock on to Olave too. So
Yeah.
Um,
And Carr's all jacked now. You see that picture of him with his cutoffs?
Yep.
You see it, Seth? Is that it's Seth's screensaver on his computer right here. That's weird.
It's true.
Seth, what do you got here?
Man, I think, I don't know if Jordan said one yet, but I think I'll leave him for Jordan. I'm going to go Kadarius Toney here. I think Kadarius Toney has the potential to be, I don't want to say top 10, probably top 15 wide receiver. I think he has the potential. Obviously, we all know the skill set he provides. He's also on the best offense in the league. Now, take back what I said a little bit here. Travis Kelce is on that team, and he is the focal point of that offense. Everything goes through Travis Kelce. Everything plays off Travis Kelce. But I think Toney is not nearly as good as what Tyreek was there. But I think he can be something of that, and I think there's value in that, especially in the 8th round.
Yeah, I think we've all been kind of waiting for.
We have to see if he's going to be healthy or not, right?
Yeah.
Because he is in injury history.
We've all been kind of waiting for which one of these Chiefs wide receivers is finally going to be the guy. And Toney showed some sparks last year, right? Do you not think it's going to be Sky Moore, Jordan? Or are you thinking it's more Toney?
I think it's Toney. I think that's who they want it to be. I think it could be Sky Moore. I think it could be Justin Ross, Rasheed Wright. I mean, it could be a lot of guys. And I think at the end of the day, it's still going to be like a wide receiver by committee type of deal.
Yeah.
But I do like Kadarius Toney. I think one of those Chiefs guys.
It's going to be one of them.
I think one of them. The problem is it might be like a different one every single week, and it's tough.
That's what I'm afraid of.
I do think Toney though is good. I like Toney. I think eighth round, the risk isn't really there in the 8th round. The reward is though.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go Addison in the 8th, but at the first pick of the 8th here. But I also like Dotson a lot too. I really like these 3 receivers in this round: the Addison, Dotson, Toney.
Yeah, there seems like there's some good wide receiver depth here that I was kind of surprised with. Because you have Toney.
Yeah, you have some guys in like that 7th, 8th, 9th round that aren't bad. And I think that's why, like I've talked about, is like going 2 receivers and a running back in your top 3, and then maybe grabbing a couple other running backs, or another receiver, then a couple running. So like then you go. So basically, you're going receiver, running back, receiver. Then I'm probably grabbing another receiver. Then 2 running backs, and then receiver. I'm filling out with a couple more receivers. But I also don't worry about tight end as much as other people do. You know, if there's a good tight end there, I might grab it. But
yeah, I haven't said a tight end yet, which I normally like to take a tight end. So you said Addison was your favorite. I said James Cook, and Seth said, who'd you say, Seth?
Kadarius Toney.
Kadarius Toney. All right, so round 9. We have Gabe Davis, Samaje Perine. Is that Dwayne Harris? Is that his name? Damian Harris, Pat Freiermuth, Anthony Richardson, Quentin Johnson, Juju Smith-Schuster, David Njoku, Rashad Penny, Jamal Williams, Aaron Rodgers, and Kirk Cousins. I think I'm going to go with Jamal Williams here. I think he's still going to have a little bit of a TD upside there. If you go really strong wide receiver, I think this is a good round. You can get Jamal Williams, and you might get 6 touchdowns or something this year every week.
I hate that.
You hate Jamal Williams? I think they paid him money that they're going to give him these red zone opportunities. You don't think so? Or are you worried about Taysom Hill? Maybe I'm too much in on the Saints this year. I feel like I'm turning into a Saints fan.
No, I just don't, like you said, how many touchdowns?
I said 6 minimum is what I would think. I think he's still going to be
6 is a lot though. I know he had a crazy
He had a crazy, yeah, and maybe it's just a total fluke, right?
Not fluke. It's just you can't run that good and then like it's not sustainable. They have Kamara they're going to use. They have other guys they're going to use.
Who's the other guy? What's the rookie?
He sprained his knee today.
Which isn't always fun for.
Jamal Williams might be good for like week 1 and 2.
Maybe so.
3. Like Andre Miller still coming off an injury.
I'm just too biased for what he did for my teams last year and like Scotty Fishbowl and stuff. Like that guy carried. And you're right. I think he's a fan favorite. I think he's pretty good. But yeah, maybe he's not the best pick there. Jordan, would you?
I don't know. Like it's just there's just guys.
I think for a 0 RB team, I like Jamal.
I don't
Williams.
hate it. There's other guys. Like there's a guy in the 10th round I'd rather take in a heartbeat over Jamal Williams.
Okay.
2 guys.
Yeah, when we get there, tell me who those are. Who do you got here, Jordan?
I kind of
like Samaje Perine too. I know you don't, Jordan, but I kind of like Perine too as a 0 RB.
Like
guy.
there's running backs being drafted in this round. I think all the running backs in the next round are a lot better. Probably gonna say it's another round that I just don't love. Probably say Quentin Johnston. Just because of the offense, he's talented. He had a touchdown yesterday. Not that means anything, but I don't know. Big target for Herbert.
And we do have our dudes and duds for the season coming up next week, so you won't want to miss that, where we pick our favorite guys that we don't want to leave drafts without and guys we don't want to touch. So you're saying Quentin Johnson, Jordan. Seth, what are you seeing here? Like Anthony Richardson went. I don't know if I'm willing to take Anthony Richardson this early in a redraft this year.
I'm not going to touch Anthony Richardson in a redraft.
I would take him like in probably the 11th or 12th if he was still there.
Yeah, but I would
think
think I'd rather have in this round who also went in the 9th round was Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins. I think I'd rather have one of them than Anthony Richardson right now. I think I'm going to go Gabe Davis here. I know he's kind of a big boomer bust guy, but I feel like I've been seeing some things saying that they want to get him the ball more in Buffalo.
I've had him the last 2 years, and that is just the ultimate feast or famine guy that I don't know if I want to touch him ever again. But I think Josh Allen's injury last year affected him more than people gave him credit for, and I think that affected Gabe Davis and everyone in that offense.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, like that's probably the right spot to take Gabe Davis as the 9th round.
It's definitely the lowest you've been able to get him. And last year he was getting drafted way too high.
He shot up last year, and he had some crazy games too. But
yeah, he had some games that he won for me last year, but also he had some games I think he lost for me in other leagues.
Mm-hmm. All right, round 12. I still haven't taken a quarterback yet.
Round
10.
I still haven't taken a quarterback yet. Yeah,
train.
I saw the right there by Okongwa. I just saw the 1-2 above him. I still haven't taken a quarterback here yet, which is a mistake. We have how is that? Chig Okonkwo? Is that how you say his name?
Chig Okonkwo?
Chig Okonkwo. Odell Beckham Jr., Dalton Kincaid, Jamison Williamson, Elijah Mitchell, Rashad Bateman, Devin Achane, Zay Flowers, Elijah Moore, Khalil Herbert, Cam Sutton,
Cortland Sutton,
and Dalton Schultz. I feel like I've actually done pretty good on these names for
Yeah,
only having the first
better,
letter.
Trent. I will say you have gotten better.
I kind of like in this round here, and I went reverse there. I like Jamison Williamson a lot. I haven't said a tight end yet. I don't mind Dalton Schultz in the 10th round with the young QB, but I think I'm going to go with Jamison Williamson. I know he's suspended all those games.
It's Williams. Trent.
Is it Williams?
Yeah, you're throwing me off there.
Okay, I'm going to go with Jamison Williams. I do like him. I know he dropped a pass this weekend. I think Laporta dropped a pass too, but I like the Lions. I like Jamison there, and that's pretty late, and you should be able to have a couple good wide receivers before you get him if you wait till the 10th round, right? So I think that's my favorite pick in this whole round. And Elijah Moore is actually, they're saying a lot of good things about him at camp also, but I know you weren't a big Deshaun Watson guy, Jordan, but what are you thinking in this round?
I'll let Seth go.
Yeah, this is an interesting exercise, actually, though.
It makes you really because I think for like this 10th round, I think I'd rather grab someone in the 11th than what went in the 10th here. I think I'm going to go Khalil Herbert.
That's
here.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say Khalil Herbert too.
I'm going to go Khalil Herbert just because I think if what we've been talking about, like grabbing 2 solid receivers and getting a running back and also reaching on a running back, I think this is a running back you can reach on. And I think Khalil Herbert he's RB1 in Chicago. I know Justin Fields is going to run a lot and score touchdowns, but I also think in the red zone, they're close and they need to run the ball. I think Herbert's going to score touchdowns. And I think it just for like him being the guy there, I think that's the best one I like in the 10th round with what I'm seeing on the draft board.
I'll go then. My next favorite outside of Herbert is Devin A-Chain. Guy's electric. It's crazy fast. He looked good in the preseason. Not that looking good in the preseason game really matters, but like Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, those guys for me are synonymous with injuries. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity for Devin A-Chain as the season goes on.
He is really fast.
He's crazy fast. He was so good.
He ran a 4.3, right, or something crazy like that.
He's electric. Like the speed translates to football. It's not like he just doesn't translate. It translates with him, and he fits their system. Like he is a lot like Mostert. Like they're fast, electric.
I think Mostert and Wilson are like some of the fastest running backs.
But they're old and injury prone.
Right.
And I really like A-Chain. I think he's going to end up being the guy as the season goes on. He could be a guy who you hold on to him. You're not using him right away. Weeks 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, he starts to come on. So I like A-Chain quite a bit. I think he fits that system really, really well.
Okay.
I want him as like my 4th or 5th RB.
All right. So we had Jamison Williams, Devin A-Chain, and you said Khalil Herbert, right, Seth?
Yep.
All right. So round 11, Daniel Jones, Tyler Boyd, Jerick McKinnon, Alan Lazard, Cole Kmet, Geno Smith, Jared Goff, Jacoby Myers, Sky Moore, Darnell Mooney. I wanted to say Devonta, but I knew that wasn't right. And then Kendre Miller. Is that right? Okay. My favorite pick in this round, I think this is kind of right here where I haven't picked a quarterback yet.
We're going to say the same thing.
I think
you're going to say someone else.
Yeah, I'm going to say Jared Goff.
Okay,
I like Goff, and I like this spot we're getting him. He's going dead middle of the 11th round here. A lot of weapons. Plays in a dome. NFC North, not really known for great defenses right now at the moment. Minnesota doesn't scare me. You play them twice, and they're going to light up the scoreboard too. Like Vikings, Lions, that might be a game that we have circled on here, and we do a live stream. You know what I'm saying? Like that might be like a fun
Sunday
game,
night, especially if it's no. I mean, I think they're both
domes. Yeah,
it'd be a fun game.
And you have Packers defense maybe is the best defense in that league. I know Aiden Hutchinson's on the Lions. Maybe the Lions are on the up on defense. I don't really know.
I don't think so.
They weren't great last year. I think Aiden Hutchinson's going to be a lot better though. So I'm going Jared Goff. Whereas the defense isn't really amazing and they can put up points and he's going to have to put up points. So I think Goff in the 11th round is not bad at all. I really like Goff in the 11th there. Jordan, do you want to say what QB you would take here, or do you have someone else?
No, I'm going to go Daniel Jones here. I just like Daniel Jones this late. In the 11th round, I just want someone, I think he has upside. Like he has upside, rushing upside. Last year he ran for... Let's see if I can pull up his rushing yards here. Sorry about this. 7 rushing touchdowns, 708 rushing yards. He took off 120 times. By far his biggest rushing year of his career. He played all 16 games for the first time last year. Hit over 3,000. Hit a career year last year, 3,000 passing yards. I think this is a guy who I think it was real for him, and I think he can take a step up. And so I think that offense, like they have weapons in that offense. So I think Daniel Jones is a guy who I will be targeting late in drafts, as like if it's in a draft where I am waiting like heavily for a quarterback. So
would you take like, so if you don't get Patrick Mahomes, are you just going to wait till Daniel Jones, Jordan, or is there like another like, you know what I'm saying, or like Trevor Lawrence?
It depends. Like It just depends
Maybe-
where I'm at.
Maybe I'm asking too
I
many
don't
personal
hate-
questions, trying
like,
to figure out what Jordan's going to do in our fantasy
I
football
don't
draft.
hate like Kirk Cousins late. I don't
Trent just wants to
hate
find
Jared
out.
Goff late. I like Daniel Jones because you're getting rushing upside
late.
late.
I think that's who I would want out of the quarterbacks down there. Right.
I-
I think I would want Daniel Jones over Kirk Cousins. I think that's what I would want too.
I really want to like get Tua in a lot of leagues. Like I really like him. He just scares me so much. On like, is he going to play the full season? Like it wouldn't shock me if Tua like had to retire like week 4 this year. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just Tua scares me, but I really like his situation.
The Rodgers intrigues me too a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
that late.
Yeah, that late.
I know you haven't been big on Rodgers, but yeah,
you kind of down talked
but
him
like
a couple weeks
you
ago.
get him in the 9th round. It's like that is really worth the.
He honestly. He sounds like he's enjoying football. Like I watched that interview with him in that Hall of Fame game. He looked happy. He looked like he was having fun, and that's what I questioned with him.
You know what's going to happen though? This is what's going to make you not want Rodgers. He's going to get the Hard Knocks bump. Once
Yeah.
all these Hard Knocks episodes come out, he's going to start going up.
Maybe,
I
but
think.
I'm just saying, like right here in the 9th, 10th, 11th round, I don't hate him. But
Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers
if
or
he's-
Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying?
If
Like,
he's
they-
getting like bumped up big time, then yeah, I won't like him there. It's like it's hard to pass. Like, oh, Aaron Rod, okay, like I don't hate it, you know.
Yeah. All right. So we had Daniel Jones, Jared Goff. Who did you say, Seth?
I'm gonna go. So I'm not a big fan of any of the receivers in here. Maybe Tyler Boyd's okay. I think I'm gonna go Jerick McKinnon here. I don't think it's necessarily the guy I'd really want. But if I had to choose in this round, I think I'd go Jerick McKinnon. We also all saw what he did in the AFC run last year. The Chiefs had he had those crazy receiving games and just him running the ball. It was basically him. It was the Jerick McKinnon and Pacheco show in the AFC playoffs last year.
Yeah, and probably either one of those Chiefs running backs this late in the draft isn't
Like,
terrible for a 0 RB guy, right?
I will say, McKinnon's year last year is very like comparable to like Jamal Williams. The guy had 9 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, it's
9.
hard. Yeah,
like
9.
Hopefully
the previous year he had 1.
Yeah, hopefully the Chiefs wide receivers can figure this out and change, become that receiving threat.
He had 500 yards receiving and 9 touchdowns. Only 300 yards rushing on only 1 rushing touchdown. So like, I don't know. I like McKinnon. I think that late any attachment to the Chiefs offense is pretty solid.
Yeah, I think that's just what I would choose out of this round.
like I do think the difference between Pacheco and McKinnon, like an ADP, might be a little exaggerated. But again, it's kind of a Jamal Williams where like it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
I don't think so, at least.
All right. Now we are in round 12. We have Mingo, Tank Bigsby, Raheem Mostert, Russell Wilson, Rashee Rice, Tyler Higbee, Ezekiel Elliott, Tyler Algier, Roshan Johnson, Adam Thielen, Devin Singletary, Greg DeLuche. I think
Dulcich.
Dulcich. Okay.
Oh, you still said it wrong.
My favorite guy in this round is Tank Bigsby.
I like it.
Jordan, I think he's really going to eat into Etienne's play this year.
Oh, did you see the run? Like, it's funny because Doug Peterson said he wants Etienne to be a 1,500 yard running back. Bigsby was like, I looked at some stat where like in the preseason, Bigsby was the only like rookie running back or backup rookie running back to play ahead and like before and after the starter. So like Bigsby played, Travis Etienne played, and Bigsby came back in and played. Like he was the only one who did that.
Yeah, and they said he's doing good in training camp, and then
he had a crazy long rushing touchdown.
I think he's gonna start climbing too. But the beat reporters are talking about Travis Etienne, how he scored 2 times in the red zone offense drills. I think on Thursday. But they didn't tell you, like, they ended up coming out later. One was Wildcat and one was a reception. Like, Bigsby was the guy that's getting all these goal line carries. So I really like Bigsby late in these drafts for maybe, because I think Etienne had like the second most red zone carries last year, and he didn't have that many touchdowns.
He wasn't that good in the red zone.
So he's kind of going to be replaced. And maybe he's this year's Jamal Williams, Jordan. Like I said, I feel like I've gone all running backs. Like he's not going to get 15, but the fact that Etienne had all those red zone opportunities and scored how many rushing touchdowns? Like Peterson
The only thing
clearly
that
wants to run the ball down
Trevor
there.
Lawrence is very good at the QB sneak.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it could be something where Etienne's like between the 20s type of running back, and maybe even like to the 10, and the goal line stuff Bigsby might get.
Yeah.
I think my favorite is Jonathan Mingo. I mean, quite honest. Oh, there's no. I don't mind. I'll let Seth. I don't know what Seth's going to take, but there's one more I don't mind. But I like Mingo. I think he was listed. I think he's first year on the depth chart. I know Bryce Young didn't look great this weekend, but I still think he's gonna be fine. Mingo's just a late round flyer on a guy who's very athletic, a lot of talent. Just kind of see. I don't know. As like one of your last receivers.
Mm-hmm. So we got Bigsby and Mingo. What do you got, Seth?
Man,
and those are both on the back end of this round, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think just because Atlanta is going to be run heavy, I think you need to grab especially if you have Bijan, you need to get Tyler Algier.
I think Algier is going to be involved still.
No, Algier is going to get a decent amount of runs regardless. I know Bijan's the guy there.
Is he? He's listed third on the depth chart.
So I'm saying like,
but is he the highest? I think he's the highest paid running back though, isn't he? Well,
I'm
number
just saying,
two,
like,
yeah.
I know they're unofficial depth charts, but it is weird. Like,
you're right,
They'll play him.
You're right, it is weird. Bijan is going to play, and Algier. If Bijan goes down, we also saw how much Algier ran the ball last year, right? Like if Bijan goes down, Algier is in for a heavy workload, and they might split that between him and whoever else is on that depth chart. But I think especially if you have Bijan, you need to grab Algier, and I don't think it's a terrible guy to grab, especially if you're probably not going to play him that much. And if Bijan does go down, you're glad you have Algier on your team, regardless if you have Bijan or not.
the other guy I like in this round is Roshan Johnson.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's kind of a mystery, right?
He's really good. He looked good yesterday. It just, I don't know. Like, I like Khalil Herbert a lot too. So, and the 2-round difference between the two is not that big. So, you're looking for late round flyers, maybe guys who you never know. And I think Roshan Johnson's talented.
All right. Next round here, we got round 13. We have Jeff Wilson, Kyler Murray, Bryce Young, Rondale Moore, Sam Laporta, Jalen Warren, Romeo Doubs, Derek Carr, Gerald Everett, Zay Jones, Michael Gallup, and I believe that's
Chase Brown.
This round, I like Jalen Warren. I feel like I'm going running back. I feel like all I've done is running backs on this thing. Maybe that helps you with those zero RB. I'll use zero RB guys. I feel like there's some decent running back value. Warren is maybe going to be the pass catching back there. He has some burst. He's not a little guy. He's short, but he's 215 pounds. But I'm grabbing Warren in a lot of late rounds in leagues. Gerald Everett also is very intriguing to me here. I know you like, what's the other tight end's name? Parham Jordan, but maybe this is part of Dak Prescott, or it was Kellen Moore. I feel like it was a little bit more Dak Prescott, but Dak's tight ends always seem to find the end zone. And maybe that's a little bit Kellen Moore, maybe a little bit Dak, but Gerald Everett is kind of intriguing me late in drafts, and maybe it is Parham. I don't know. But I think you might get some tight end value late from the Chargers just with that Kellen Moore OC involvement there. What about you guys? What do you guys think?
You can go, Seth. I don't. It's a weird round.
Yeah,
it's a weird round.
I have a hard time in this round. I think if I had to say somebody, I keep saying that. I just need to pick. I'm going to go Zay Jones here in the 13th. I think that's just the best option here. I think out of looking at all these offenses and where these guys stack up in their offense, I think Zay Jones stacks the highest. Maybe Michael Gallup is close there too, but I think I'd go Zay Jones.
I don't mind Romeo Doubs.
Romeo Doubs, yeah, that's another one.
And I don't mind Laporta. You know, if you really want to wait on tight end, I don't think Laporta's horrible. I don't think Doubs is horrible because it just all depends on Jordan Love. Like, if we knew that Jordan Love was going to be good, like if I told you Jordan Love is throwing for 20 touchdowns or 25 touchdowns and 3,000 yards this year, you're probably saying Doubs is a great pick in the 13th round, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and I also think Watson would be drafted higher than the
Yeah.
fourth
So,
round.
like, is it out of the realm of possibility Jordan Love does that? No. I mean, even if Jordan Love were to throw for 15 touchdowns and 2,500 yards, like, it's hard to know. And I think there's a chance that Jordan Love may actually be good at football. I know Aaron Rodgers is talking him up big time right now. In all his interviews, he doesn't have to say it. They're not asking him about him. Like, I know in that Hall of Fame game, he talked about, like they talked about mentoring quarterbacks. And he said that, I sat behind Brett Favre for a long time. And he said, there was a great one who sat behind me in Green Bay now. And I can't wait for J Love. He's going to really show people how great. Like, he went out of his way to say, I don't know. Like, Aaron Rodgers doesn't seem like someone who's just going to praise people for praising him.
He's going to praise them because he actually thinks they're good.
Yes. And so, like, I think there's a chance Jordan Love may actually be good. So, I think Dubs in the 13th round is good. You're looking for flyers anyways, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, do you see what David Balkyrie, is that the left tackle at Green Bay? You see what he said?
Bakhtiari.
Yeah. He said last year we had a quarterback who couldn't run. He said some choice language. He said we actually have someone who can run back there now. So
Yeah.
he seems excited. And I know him and Rodgers are kind of boys, right?
Yeah, they're
like
boys,
really
yeah.
close.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers takes offense.
No, I don't
No,
think so
I think
either.
he was like poking at him. A little
Yeah,
bit.
he's making fun of him.
Yeah. All right. So round 14, here's our last round. We got Tyjae Spears, Michael Mayer, Nico Collins, Jordan Love, Gus Edwards, Chuba Hubbard, Jalen Hyatt, DJ Shark, Van Jefferson, Alec Pierce, Taysom Hill, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Yeah, I'll go first here.
Go
I don't
go
care.
for it.
I don't want to do another running back, though. That's my problem. I feel like
I know who you're gonna take.
all I've done is running backs this thing. I don't think you know who I'm going to take.
Who you were if you said running back?
I think I've done too many running backs, but I'll just, if you're a zero RB guy and you just want to hear like who my running backs are.
Tyjae Spears.
No, I'm gonna say maybe not.
You were going to say Gus Edwards, huh?
I was thinking Clyde. I'm thinking Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Stop.
I know you hate that, Jordan. I know you guys
Stop.
hate. He's still on that rookie contract. You never know with the Mahomes thing what could happen there. Like he could be a pass
he got
catcher.
phased out, man.
I know he got phased out, but maybe
Why is the upside of CEH more than Edwards or Spears?
my other guy was Jalen Hyatt. Is who
Yeah,
was thinking,
I like Jalen Hyatt, but like CEH, I'm just trying to confuse why.
I'm thinking last guy of the whole round, the last guy in the draft, CH, because it's a Chiefs guy. Maybe there's something about the Chiefs that could intrigue you. It wasn't that long ago. He was the first overall pick in leagues, dynasty leagues and stuff like that.
So even let's just assume he's starting on the depth chart behind McKinnon and Pacheco. Okay, or you can take Gus Edwards.
Oh yeah, no, this is something like late into the season, like
Trent,
Pacheco or somebody gets hurt, they end up putting him back in.
Well, what's the difference between J.K. Dobbins gets hurt and
Gus Edwards?
Gus
Yeah,
Edwards,
Gus is,
or Derrick Henry tears his ACL week 1, and you have the starting running back for the Titans all year.
you could have a guy that gets a couple whatever here, and I know CH isn't a great goal line back. I'm just saying a late round flyer in the number one offense potentially could be the guy.
I take offense to the fact that you chose CEH over Edwards and Spears.
I think so too, Trent.
Like Spears, I think has a clear path to like he could be an RB2.
Oh yeah, he could. Yeah, absolutely.
Because if I look at the Titans, and I'm not saying the Titans, I think the Titans offense is going to be bad this year, but they don't think that, and they have Derrick Henry, then it's Spears, Ward, Haskins, Chestnut. They drafted Spears in the 3rd round this year.
Joey Chestnut. No, I'm just kidding.
Like Jonathan Ward, like these guys are not Hassan. Like I know they drafted Haskins last year, but they obviously don't like him. I'm just saying, like Derrick Henry gets hurt week 1 to week 2. You have a starting running back.
Yeah, I'm not a huge any of these guys. Absolutely, Spears gets hurt or Henry gets hurt. Spears could be the guy there. Edwards could be hurt or JK doesn't play. Edwards could be the guy there. I'm telling you, Clyde Edwards-Helaire could potentially be getting some snaps week 1 with that starting offense. Like, I don't love him, but he is a guy that could be on one of the number 1 offenses in football, could be getting reps with the first team, week 1.
I just don't think he gets around McKinnon or Pacheco.
Yeah, Pacheco scares me more than McKinnon probably there, just because McKinnon, I think, is clear-cut receiving back. But
Yeah.
Pacheco's kind of coming off an injury too, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
And
I
he
just
is-
think, like you
is he the
say,
highest paid guy on
McKinnon's
that running
clear-cut
back chart?
receiving back, but like they still use, I don't know.
Oh no, that's what I'm telling you. Is it wouldn't surprise me if like week 2, CH gets like 2 touchdowns and then he doesn't get the ball ever
Would it
again the rest of the
surprise you if
season.
like CH didn't even make the Chiefs roster this year?
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah,
but then
like-
but this is the last round. I'm probably going to cut one of these guys anyways, right? Like, I think there is a
wouldn't
little bit
cut
of
this
potential
guy.
there with CH.
If I'm drafting this guy, I'm definitely not cutting him.
Who are you taking?
If I draft DJ Chark, I'm not cutting him. I think he has the potential to be the number 1 receiver in Carolina over Mingo.
I've sailed on that ship way too many times, DJ Shark, but I do like DJ
No, he
Shark.
had some sparks last year. Of
Yeah,
him
he's-
looking really
he's
good
not bad,
on the Lions.
I think Van Jefferson's interesting too here. Guy who has talented, had some good years. Like,
I know Raider fans are pulling their hair out that we aren't saying Michael Mayer, like, but I have trouble trusting rookie tight ends. Like, even though I think it's a great spot for him there with Jimmy G.
It's true. I'll stick with Shark here. Also, Hyatt, I think someone worth talking about too. We don't know who's going to be the receiver in New York.
Yeah.
yeah, I like Hyatt
Wandale's
too.
coming off an injury. Sterling Shepard's coming off an injury. I think both of them ACLs. Hyatt is one of the only healthy ones. Who else is there? Like, that's like a pretty talented room, but we don't know who's going to be the guy.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's just there's a lot of guys there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with Mr. Irrelevant in the draft. Seth went with DJ Shark. What are you doing here, Jordan? You going with
I said like
Spears?
4
You
guys in
going
this.
Spears?
Spears or Jefferson. I don't know. I kind of like Jefferson. I'm going to go Van Jefferson.
Okay, well, that kind of does our 14-round draft, player by player, player by round. Hopefully, this was a good little learning experience for you. Remember, don't be rude. Share the dudes. Really helps us out. I had a diva that I talked about earlier. I don't even remember what it was at the moment. But Seth, do you guys have any? Are you guys good? Nothing comes to mind right now.
Phil's my diva.
Yeah, guys who get sick.
Guys who I don't know if they're actually sick or not.
Yeah, just,
Like, send me a picture. If you have a fever, send me a picture of the fever, like straight out of your mouth.
and a doctor's note.
Yeah, no, send us a doctor's note, or like take a video of you, pulling out the thermometer out of your mouth and showing the temperature.
Okay.
I actually kind of like more of like a question, like, am I a diva or not?
Okay, that's fine.
You have a lot of those, right?
Like, and I did this last night. So like, very well, I could have been a diva, but are people who pay with quarters divas?
No. I don't
I'm
think
going to say no, even though I would say yes if I was the guy receiving the money. Like, if this was a fantasy football draft, yes, you are a diva.
So I left my wallet at home, and some guys were like, I was at someone's house, and like, let's go to taco truck. I didn't have my wallet. But I was in my car, and I was like, I had like $6 in quarters. So like, I scrounged up some quarters and paid with quarters at the taco truck. I haven't done that since high school, I don't think, pay with quarters, but
Hey, it worked.
Yeah, it works.
It's money.
It's money, but like, are people who pay with quarters like divas? Like, I don't know.
I think it depends. Like, if you pay with quarters every single time you go to the taco truck, maybe you're a diva. But like,
Yeah.
once or twice a year, probably not that bad. I hate carrying change. I know I've said cash is king, but it's like, who really wants, that jingling in their pocket all the time of like
You
quarters.
leave candy in your pocket
Exactly.
and sauce packets.
But like
so-
pennies are just like, pennies drive me nuts though. We should discontinue pennies in this country.
It's true.
They cost more money to make than they are worth. It's very ridiculous.
No, I was just curious. So I think there's a lot of people who out there would say people who pay
Quarters
with
is the bottom. Anything less than a quarter, I would
like
say
if I
maybe.
gave him like dimes and nickels for the last
Maybe
dollar,
so,
you
maybe
I
so,
might have
yeah.
been a diva.
For the last dollar, it's not a big deal. But
Don't
like,
you feel great though when it's like you pay somebody with change and you're like, I got that out of the way. I don't have to get any change back. Like,
I like paying with with
Exact
the correct
change
dollar
is
amount with
great.
exact change. You're like,
yeah, you feel good when you do the exact change.
yeah.
So, all right, I think that kind of does it. If there's anything else you guys want to say, we got our Dudes and Duds show coming out next week. Football season's almost here. We got 2 weeks till college football, you said. So, can't wait for that. Maybe Phil will be back. Maybe won't be sick in a week. So,
Who knows?
Who knows? There's no
He could
telling
stub
these
his
days.
toe.
If Phil is still sick in a week, then I'll feel bad for making fun of him for being sick.
That's true.
That's true.
He might just do it for our sympathy, though, just like pull a last minute, sick card. You never know with that guy. But hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. Remember, don't be rude, share the dudes. And as always, take care.
This has been another episode of the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.